persons and those ones who educate, another group of people. So I feel that we must all have our hands on deck and make sure that everyone is educated. Particularly, let me give an example. I was part of an election team one year that I won't mention the state, but the state we went for election. By the time we got there, our phone numbers, our address, our full names were already with the governor. You just can imagine people who are meant to be electoral officers. All our details are with the person that is contesting, that is sitting on the seat. And then the politician ended up distributing about $1,000 each for people, for officials that came for the election. Why am I saying this? I'm not saying it to implicate anyone. I am saying it that we have a lot of work to do. If somebody can give $1,000 to over 320 persons who were in that group, so you can imagine the extent they will go just to make sure that they get this power. It's not going to be it's going to be a bumpy ride, but I feel that we can make it happen. So all of us, let's just make it a task. For if you feel that you are for Obi, then we must spread the message. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc, for that submission. Please, Afam, are you there? I just sent you a message on your DM. If you can please just check it. Are you there, Afam?
Yeah. Let me check.
Okay. Yeah. So let me call the next speaker. I think we have NG. NG, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah,
Good evening.
please. Yeah, good evening. Please go ahead.
Yes, good evening to everyone. I think that what is here is very, very important that we've put this up, because trying to interface with potential electorates is very, very important. And like the title implies, ethical and purposeful leadership is Obi fit to be president. I think that judging from his antecedents and then what our country yearns for at the moment, especially considering what our reality is on ground, I think he has what it takes, especially to drive the economy, to reposition the economy, and then also the education sector, and most importantly, the youth. Now, I think that for nations that definitely want to thrive, apart from trying to invest in the economy, they also try to look at that energetic part of the society so that they can be able to invest more in that part. And I think that he has what it takes to be able to bring the youth up, because regardless of the fact that we have some youth who are actually on the bad side, I think majority of Nigerians are quite resilient. Talking about the youth in particular, are quite resilient and very industrial. So I believe that with him, it's going to be a chance for us to have a reason to believe in Nigeria again, regardless of the fact that some persons have actually lost faith. But I think with him, judging by his antecedents, I think we should give him a chance. But then, just like the doc has said, the bulk of the work is the fact that we need to convince more people. You know, the politics in Nigeria has been quite different. The way it has been navigated, it has influenced our mindset a lot. And the potential voters are those that in the grassroots. How do we get them on board? And most importantly, the delegates are going to decide the fate of Obi. So I think the most important thing for us to do is to continue to create more awareness. I think I have a colleague. Before now, she did not know who Peter Obi was. I called her that day we were in the office, and I showed her some videos. In fact, from the first video that she watched of Peter Obi, she was like, "So we have a politician like this in Nigeria." I told her that is it. We have people like that, but of course, maybe the system has been more pronounced. The type of system we run has been more pronounced than their own projections. So I think we have to keep doing that, because I've heard a lot of people talk about him online and offline. In fact, I can't begin to mention what is going on offline. If you enter Facebook, which is more like the grassroots of social media, the message is very, very pronounced there as well. But then we still need to do more. The women in the market, those Okada riders, when they complain that things are hard, fuel is cost, use that opportunity to infuse the message, tell them that this is what it is, and only Peter Obi can be able to bring us out of this quagmire. I appreciate everybody that has come here. I believe that we're all progressive, and I'm hoping that at the end of the day, the best person, which of course for now I see is Peter Obi, is going to emerge as the president of Nigeria, because he has what it takes to help us reposition the country so that we can have a chance to believe in our country again. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, NG, for that wonderful submission. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is going to be Onyeka. Onyeka, you there? Please, if you intend to, sorry, if you intend to speak, please kindly raise your hand so I don't jump you. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please, Afam, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, this election is very personal, because I always like using my personal experiences when it comes to issues like this. In 2015, I was very single, and I just moved jobs in 2015. 7 years on, with all my salary increases, promotion on my job, if I dollarize my salary, I'm actually in less than what I was earning in 2015. In 2015, I was single. Now I have 2 kids and a wife to feed. So basically, my salary has increased. My salary has increased in naira value, but in actual purchasing power, it has actually reduced drastically. If this continues, what it means to me is that more people will be thrown below the poverty line. If this continues, what we know today as the middle class will probably disappear in a couple of years, and you only have the very rich and then the very poor. So these 2023 elections is so personal to me that in my own space, I'm already talking to my friends. Once we can cross this first hurdle of the primaries, we're going to be doing a lot of publicity, billboards, posters, a lot of things. Most of my friends will live in gated estates. So it is delivering those votes in those kind of estates that counts for me in 2023. It is going outside my comfort zone to do stuff even if I don't even need to get paid to do stuffs. Right now, there are a couple of people who are canvassing for 2023, but we're always missing the point, because the elections are won based on voter strength. In the past few months, I've had reasons to, partner with some people to go out there and help people register. So to me, this is where the election is won, in voter strength. We can make all the noise we want to make on Twitter Spaces, on the streets, but on election day, what matters are those people who have valid PVCs and who can access their polling units from their houses. So sometime last year, I realized that INEC has increased the number of polling units in the country. So I decided to check, and I noticed that there was a polling unit 150 meters from my current house. So I just applied for it online, and after 3 months, I got the approval. So on election day, I'm just going to walk 150 meters to my polling unit. So while we are canvassing for the primaries and for all the noise on social media and trying to, make Obi very popular, we need to focus on the basics, get people registered, get people to do the online registration. INEC has announced that online registrations will be ending by the end of next month. So we need to get people to do the online bit and then schedule themselves for the final bit in the INEC offices. This should be our focus from now till the end of, I think the INEC portal also closes by the time PDP will be having their primaries. So let us not lose focus of that, because a lot of people I know, like somebody has already said earlier, they'll just want to, jabba. So they're really not bothered about the elections. But for those kind of people, before they jabba, as they say, you need to also appeal to them, get your voters card, vote for Obi, and then you can jabba. You understand? So that's basically what I want to say on this space, and then I'll just yield the mic. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Onyeka. Thank you very much for that. Like Onyeka said, trust. I mean, wherever you find yourself, it's your responsibility. It's our collective responsibility to, ask people to get their voters card. Your voters card is your strength, is your power. That is what we have. That is our strength. That's our power, and that's what we can actually use to get this country functioning. Please, if you've not registered, please kindly go and register. If there's need for you to move your word or whatever, please kindly do that. I to the best of my knowledge, I know it's still going on. Yes, I'm in the diaspora, but I have my voters card. I've had my voters card for like forever. Even before I left Nigeria, I got a new one before I left. So please, if you've not registered, please kindly register and encourage people to register. Please encourage anywhere you find yourself, your workspaces, your church, your social spaces. Ask your friend, talk to them, keep talking to them, keep talking to people about it. It's very important, very, 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 very important. Let it not just be that we are younger youth are all over social media making noise and we don't have the voters card. It just doesn't make sense. So please, let us try as much as we can.
Hi, Ati.
To
Sorry to
register. Thank you.
interject. Hi. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to interject. Please, I would like to offer our sincere apologies. Mr. Obaze is having serious technical issues and we are working on it. He sends his apologies and please ask that you please give him some time. He'll be joining us soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. So while we are waiting for Mr. Obaze, Old Covenant, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Good evening. We're listening. You have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I want to continue from where Dr. Steiner stopped. If we are in for this movement, we need to put in our all and all. Because it's not enough to come to social media and talk. The major thing is that we need to hit the street. Like the Abuja I'm coordinating, Jack was, orally me this evening, and I tried to explain. Many people are eager to do, but the basic thing, there are some little things we can do. You see that 500 naira, that 1,000, that 2,000, it can help. We need to print posters. We need to print banners. We need to those money you can spend it without knowing. So if I'm pleading with all of us here that any state, whichever state you find yourself, if it comes to monetary aspect of it, the 2,000 you have, you can still offer to give. It will go a long way to help us. In other countries, I believe is the crowd that funds elections, fundraising. They go to public places, they raise fund for those people that are aspiring to lead, and as well, the person you sponsored, you can have the authority to speak against the person if the person is not performing. Please, let's do our possible best, and we should know that Take Back Nigeria is self-funded. We are the one funding ourselves. Most of the things you see, I know how much Jack and others have spent. We are the ones sponsoring these things. Please, the little we know we can do, let us just do it. That's all I'm begging us. I trust our group have been doing wonderfully well online. But it's time to hit the street. It's time to go and meet those ones that are not online. It's time to go and talk to them, sell P2B to them. I know many people have convinced, but we still need to do more. They need to see their P2B posters everywhere. So that's how they sold Buhari to us. Everywhere you go, you see Buhari picture and posters. So we need to do that. Please, I'm begging all of us. 100 naira is even too big. Give us if you have it. The money is being accounted for. Nobody is spending the money personally. Whatever we use the money for, we record it, we screenshot it, we send it to the group, it's verifiable. Please, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Old Covenant. Thank you for that. OB 2023, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. We can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for organizing this space. And I believe 90% of the persons here are for Peter Obi. For me, much has been said about the fact that Peter Obi is arguably the right man for the job. So I'm not going to talk on that again. I'll speak on that again. Now, just for me, it's just some of the things we need to keep doing from now to the end of May when that primaries take place. Something, of course, we have been doing. Thank you, Take Back Nigeria, for what you guys are doing. But I think we have to win the fight off and on social media. Now, we have to keep Peter Obi on the trend table every day. It's possible. Now, if every one of us are following each other, we don't allow any of Peter Obi. Once that tweet has a Peter Obi name on it, let's keep it running. Let's retweet. Let's retweet. And that way we can keep the man on the trend table every day. And this we are doing for ourselves, of course. Now, another thing we can also do, I believe that will help this cause. Some of the videos are actually a bit long. You cannot use them on WhatsApp status at once. Some persons don't know how to keep the lengthy videos on status. So then they are worried about their data. So some of us are video editors. So we know how to handle those things and reduce, but we cannot do that in multiple numbers. Edit the videos, reduce the playtime, and let people have them on their WhatsApp status, on their Facebook, and all the rest. And if possible, I know some of us are already working on possibly translating some of those videos in languages. And these are things that should be done now. Now, like they are the now thing. Because once we're able to get more persons to believe in this man, the pressure on the delegate will be more. And it will not be like, okay, the haters of Nigerians and the lovers of Nigeria, the people that are playing with the destiny of over 200 million persons are less than 1%, are less than 1% of the population. There are these same people that have been running in the same circle since 1960. Of course, some of them have gone maybe as a result of death or that. So let's win the fight off and on social media. Some of us are already having live meetings here and there, even in diaspora. Okay, so let's do more. Let's do more. Let's retweet some of the things that are out there, translate it, the videos and all the rest. So those are some of my additions. The fact that the guy is the right man for the job, there's no question about it. How do we get the delegate to do the right thing? How do we get to them? I think the Peter Obi Support Network wrote a letter to Atiku. Let's keep the pressure going, and I believe that we will win. If Peter Obi becoming president of Nigeria is like a win for everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be Sek. Hello,
okay. Yeah, I'm here. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I first want to appreciate the organizers and the leaders of the Take Back Nigeria. You guys have given hope. Let me use that word to many Nigerians that probably have actually given up on this country and giving them insights and giving them the opportunity to see the man Peter Obi. Because I'm not going to lie to you, as I've said before, maybe on this one of these spaces, I said I only started supporting him. That was, I think, towards the end of January. One of the things that helped was Chude. That's his what he posted, and I think Ekwano allowed when he posted his CV. So that was what helped me. And since then, because one thing with my own kind of personality, and I can actually judge from probably one or two observations and every other thing about the person. I'm kind of more like when it comes to playing with the psyche of people, I can do that a lot. And I would want to say that from everything that I've seen so far, at least if they will say who, if anybody don't fuck up before, make a raise. If anybody never fuck up before, I can proudly say Peter Obi can raise his hand up because and also I would say he's a gift to this generation. Let me use that word. He is a gift to this generation. For him to be able to all through this while and at the same time still stay clean. It takes a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. And he's one person that can tell us, can make us believe again that yes, politics can actually be a clean game and a good game. And another thing I want to say, I think not saying too much, we all know his personality. I just want to point out two things while I hand over. First, I want to point out the point of voting. I think many people outside this space, I don't know about you in this space, we think we don't know the importance of voting. Anybody that chooses not to get his PVC and vote is actually voting. How do I put it? Now, in our society, which between a good person and a bad person, who is naturally motivated, it is a bad person. Imagine a bad person is coming, he wants to do something to you. He is 100% motivated. But the good person is just there. It's not that motivated because he feels it is a norm for him. And that is what he will just do on a natural. But the bad person is there to hurt you. That is to say, if you're not getting your PVC, the bad person that is coming to take that position, you are actually giving that person his vote because that person is 100% motivated and will gather his own people and ensure that they vote. Why we, the good ones, we say we don't want to stay in our hand, we don't want to get involved. It is something that is already bad. You're actually voting because the bad person is already getting, as I said, is fully motivated. And I give you an example. We can see the way it was during Buhari's time. Tell me who were the people that were 100% motivated? Some of us even had the mind that, okay, let me give an example. Jonathan, is it possible for somebody to take out a sitting president? That was the mindset of many of us. And that was how the people that were fully motivated, they took it over. So if probably you don't get your PVC and you choose not to vote, it's not my responsibility. You're actually voting. You're voting for the person that will come and still cripple the economy that we all will still experience. So I would really want us, let's keep on preaching. I had people that were close to me, short all my friends now, I'm pushing all of them one way or the other, go and get your PVC. Even the ones that are probably just coming up, those ones that are looking up to me. I told them, I said, one of the things that will keep our friendship is PVC. And I keep on preaching this to them. Then secondly, I would really want us to be on alert. Why do I say? I was going through a tweet this evening and somebody was trying to make an example, said Peter Obi already knows that Buhari is constructing a 20,000 megawatts and that was 25,000 megawatts and that was why he was being intelligent to say 20. And I'm like, at every point in time, and let me put it this way. We need to be able to discredit and disregard every fake tweet. Let me use that word. Every fake tweet. Like, let me give an example. For Vanguard yesterday, how do we do that? Number one, we need to follow ourselves because the moment one person, if you're following this person that is following another person, and the person gets a wrong information, an information that is probably discrediting, which we all know it is not true, he retweets or he comments. The moment he comments, multiple people that are following that person also sees the same tweet and try as much as possible to also discredit that tweet. How do I put it? So people will say, the moment you're discrediting it, you're also making it popular. And I can tell you, who can tell me in this group that you only read tweets, you don't read replies? Many people validate their reply. Many people validate informations that are tweeted via replies and via likes. So that is to say, if so, maybe you're on the retweet, you're putting a quote there, and it is more than the likes. So people will like, this tweet is not true. So we think of online, offline, sorry, on Twitter, which many people think it's not important. But I can tell you that the small noise we have made on Twitter has gone even offline. It has gone offline. Let's tell ourselves the truth. It is now discussions in several places. At least from the small noise we make on Twitter, newspapers also still carry things too. And I can tell you, one of the places you can reach out to the bike man is because all of them, they all visit the newspaper vendor. They see these things. So don't think what you're doing on Twitter is not working. It is working, even down to the market person. So what I'm bringing up is we should be encouraged. See, it's a big fight. And I will tell every one of us, nobody should get discouraged. We can do this. We have learned about several countries whereby somebody from nowhere, just all of a sudden, before you know, within weeks, he has gained population because he has sold out. He has sold out. What he's selling is something that is very marketable and something that is true, and which we already have in this country. And that is why I said Peter Obi is a gift to this country as it stands right now. So I would really like to employ each and every one of us. Let's join our hands. Whether Facebook, any social media platform, that is where we can make our noise now till when the primaries comes. But let's make sure this noise is far resounding. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. While we're still waiting for our guest, Mr. Oseluka, we'll give the mic to other people. And Jack, are you there? You want to speak before? Okay, Jack,
Yes,
are you there?
yes, I'm here. Okay, so just a quick one. What I wanted to say was about please, I just wanted to plead with us to share the space so that we can get enough persons that will join us tonight. And just quickly, so a lot of persons I've always seen people making statements like we are waiting for him to get the ticket so that we can now start campaigning for him. Now I want to say this. One of the things good leaders do is that they want people to own the process. They want to also see that you want them. These people, they are coming because they want to make change. They are not coming because they want to steal. I can tell you guys that for me, in my own opinion, left for Obi, he would want to go back to his business, right? As a trader that he is, and keep making his money. For me, that would be more profitable to him as a person. But this is someone that has decided to be part of building a better future, a better society. Now, why am I saying this? Why I'm saying this is because we all know that the biggest hurdle for Obi's candidacy is getting the PDP primaries ticket. So you're not going to wait till he gets the ticket before you start campaigning. You're going to campaign and ensure and pile the social pressure necessary to get him the ticket. This is more like a plea to us, right? Someone came to my DM some few minutes ago and was telling me how him and his team wanted to bring 50 million, blah, 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 but they are waiting for tickets to come. And I said, if you're waiting for ticket to come before you bring your 50 million, then I don't think your 50 million will be needed at that time. This is when we have to pay the price. This is when we have to do the real work. Because we need to show the powers that be that the Nigerian people are ready to take back their country. We need to send a message. We need to engage everybody engageable. We need to talk to as much people as possible. We need to get everybody involved. Let us, for once, elect a president that we will all be proud to call Mr. President. Because for me, I mean, I've looked at the crop of all the people that currently want to lead Nigeria today. You look at them, you look at their antecedents. Look at their antecedents, look at their records when they had the opportunity. I don't want to call names, but we all know these people. We know how rich they were before they entered government, and we know how rich they are now. We know these people, we know what they were able to achieve while in government. I just watched an old video, and it just occurred to me that Anambra State is still till today the state with the highest road network, courtesy of Obi. There's a lot and lot we can talk about. I don't want to go into his. I'm just looking at this person's credibility as an individual, right? So some of us have argued that yes, he's not coming out enough in the media to speak to people and all of that. We all agree. But is that enough reason for us not to fight for a future that will be beneficial to our kids? Now, a lot of persons are talking about third force. I can tell you that Obi is the only credible third force. What I mean by third force is the only, apart from inside the PDP and the APC, this is the only man that is not amongst them. He is in the party, right? Party is just a vehicle. But we all know that this man plays politics differently. So we must all together ask and insist that the party does the right thing. Because this is our country. We have to own it. We have to do everything within our powers as young people to demand that our leaders does the right thing. So that's just the plea I want to make quickly before our guest comes up. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Engineer Nnamdi, are you there?
Hello, can you
Yeah,
hear
hello,
me?
we can hear you. Can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This evening, it's good to be here. And as much as we are waiting for our main speaker, which is the reason everyone came out here this evening to listen to him. There are some things that is flying around, and people are trying to actually buy into it. There was a space I was in yesterday concerning the issues concerning Nigeria as a whole. You see these people speaking down and trying to make sure that Obi doesn't get the PDP presidential candidate. One of the staunch APC is a doctor anyway, from the northern part said if PDP should give Obi the ticket that they can easily go to sleep and know that the election is already won. So you can see that it's a hypocritical statement because they are already fearing. When you see someone who is fearing, you don't need nobody to tell you. Him making that a statement was a giveaway on their part. So it means that whatever we are doing, we are getting to them. So we shouldn't actually listen to them. Let not use bad energy to reply bad energy. If you see something you don't like and you make it, try it as much as possible to discredit it with facts and figures. That's what they fear most. They have nothing on him and they are trying so much going to, because the platform yesterday was mostly about PDP and their presidential candidates and all those stuff and the consensus, whatever. So you see an APC member coming to PDP to instill that kind of fear that a PDP will do well to give it to Atiku. What does that tell you? They know with Atiku, they are already winning the election. So you see, there we are too, like we are very, 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 very much into the topic, making sure that Obi doesn't get the ticket. So is a very big slap on our face and all those stuff, because we already know that where he's going and what he's doing and all those stuff is going to get him the ticket. We see people declaring and all those stuff. So let it not put us anybody away and all those stuff. They try to discourage you and make you think that you're wasting all your money and your effort on your broadcast and publications for nothing. Let it not weigh you down. That is the only thing I can say now, because it is actually getting to them and they are really, really scared. That's the only thing I can say for now. So let's continue pushing for a better Nigeria. That is the only thing that can make us all to be happy in the future, because we're all talking about future now. Because the next president, if it comes in 8 years of your life, is already gone again. Before you know it, not right now as I am now. I haven't gotten a child, but I'm married. But I'm already fighting for my future of my children, because I wouldn't want my children to continue living outside the country where I'm living now. You understand? I don't want a situation whereby they forget where they are coming from and where they are going. You ought to know where you're going. So we already are fighting for our children. And these people are trying to take it away, trying to kill. This country is killed in a way that few things go to people, and they want this country to remain that way to make sure that it continues going their way. Because if the country is good today, so many people come out of poverty and the country will thrive, and you cannot actually buy votes anymore. Because how much are you going to give me for the next 4 years? Yeah, if you give me 2 million, it's not enough. 5 million is not enough. Imagine when you bring out like 5 million, you are sharing people for 5 million for the next 4 years to vote for you, and they say it's not enough. So you see, the power of buying vote will die. They keep making us poor and everything, so that at the end of the day, we always listen to voice of money instead of voice of our conscience. You understand? So let us not listen to them. Let's continue pushing. It's already getting to them. They're nearing breaking point. Everything has an elastic limit, and it's getting there. I can assure you that. So let us not be tired. Thank you, and good evening.
All right, thank you, Andy. Thank you very much for that. Please, while we before I call on the next person, please, let's try as much as we can to make our submission very brief, at least 2 minutes. Oh, thank you very much. Peter, are you there? And Rashid, we see you. Welcome. Peter, are you there? I don't think Peter is ready. Mondaz. Sorry, I don't want to bastardize your name. Mondazus, are you there?
Okay.
I can't hear you. I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now much better. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you to the organizers of this space. The topic is very essential for us. Ethical and purposeful leadership. Is Obi fit to be president? I think that the answer to that question, if it is a question, I assume it is a capital yes. And why is he fit to be a president? He is a Nigerian, he is of the age, and he has the needed competence and capacity. He has been in public space for many years, and this time executive state, and we are all aware of his achievements. So what exactly is stopping Peter Obi from becoming the president of Nigeria? PDP, which has chosen to run on their platform, giving him the ticket. Why is it that they may not give him? Because I won't say they won't, because I'm not in the party. Why is it that they may not give him the ticket? Different people have given different reasons. Some say because some people think he doesn't have the numbers. Okay, if they say that, is that actually true? Can we prove them wrong? How do we do that? Some other people say because Nigeria's political system is run by money bags, doling out of dollars, and Peter Obi will not give anybody dollars. Is this what we want to continue to be the norm? Because like somebody said, a wise man said, if you continue to do the same thing expecting different results, then you're obviously sick in the head. So how do we want to elect leaders without considering their competence? And then after they get into power, we now start complaining about the fact that they are competent or not. It doesn't even make any sense. And I think the worst part of it all is the fact that it is some of us who say we are educated that support this malice, in my opinion. You know, you see people giving different reasons, people writing big grammar to support things that even someone that doesn't go to school knows that is not the right thing. So I have two questions. How do we get PDP to give Peter Obi the ticket? Because if we come online and talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and at the end of the day, we don't find a way to get across to the party leadership, the delegates somehow, I don't know. If somebody has an idea of how we can do this, please let us know. How do we get across to the party leadership, to the delegates? How do we let them know that Peter Obi is the one we want? Because like other people have said, I personally am genuinely scared for 2020. 2023, sorry. I'm genuinely scared. I actually, the day the Kaduna train attack happened, I was sobbing in my office. I don't know Dr. Chinelo, the late Dr. Chinelo from Adam. But when I read her story, I saw her tweet the night before. I even retweeted when people were giving her advice, like press the wound, like try to do this, try them, keep your head elevated. People were tweeting, like suggestions. I retweeted some of them and I prayed. I just said a prayer for her, a simple prayer like, oh God, whatever is going on, please save this lady. And the next morning I saw that she had passed on. I could not hold myself. I don't know her from Adam. I broke down in office. I was crying like a baby. I was crying and crying. And I called my husband. He was even scared that, what happened? Why are you crying like this? I've not cried like that in a long time. I'm not even a crier. And I called him and I was like, if 2023 does not bring something good for Nigeria, please let us leave this country. And he was like, no, calm down, calm down. I'm like, no. This can't continue. Nobody knows of certainly that you are protected. Like there is no certainty in this country. And that's the scariest part of it all. So please, how do we get across to PDP leadership to make them know that this is who we want? And how do we show them our numbers? Because he's been trending effortlessly for weeks on social media. He's been going around. Somebody posted a tweet about the fact that he's gone to like 10 or 11 states now, from Lagos, Southwest to South Ogun State, I think, Edo State, Imo State, Abia State. He's one man. He's one man. And I assume that very soon he's going to be moving towards the north. So he's doing, I feel like he's doing what he can. Maybe he's not perfect. Of course, there are things he can do to amplify his voice better. He was on Nigeria Info, Arise TV, Channels TV, and so on and so forth. He's trying. So how do we help him? How can we get PDP to give us this ticket? I yield the mic. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Peter, are you ready to speak? I called you earlier, but
sorry, I just need to respond to her questions. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So she asked, how can we get PDP to give PDP the ticket? All right. Well, number one answer is that we have to apply pressure on and off the social media, which is what a lot of us are doing. Number two, there are several support groups working behind the scene to meet with these party delegates. As PWB is meeting them, there are others also, meeting these delegates to convince them to do the right thing, because they know what to do actually, but because we know how Nigerian politics works. So that pressure is there both on and offline, that you can be sure of. And we trust and hope that at the end of the day, they will do the right thing. So I think that's just a brief answer to those questions you asked. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just add a rejoinder to that somewhat?
All right, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kingsley. Let me just say very quickly that we are in a war of attrition. It took a while for these people who in other countries you may call the establishment to get to where they are. And the fact of the matter is that they are not willing to give it up, power up without a fight. My prayer is that Peter Obi gets the ticket for 2023. However, brethren, let it not be that is where our fight stops. We must be prepared for the long haul to install competent leadership across board, wherever we find it. It is integral for the turnaround of the country. Peter Obi is only one man. Yes, if he gets that seat, he can make very, very vital decisions that will be impactful. But you know what? There's a saying that, I think it's the greatest form of flattery is imitation. Whatever it is that he embodies right now, we all in our different spaces can imitate and become Peter Obi's in our different spaces. I recall having a particular issue one day where a policeman expected me to give him 2,000 naira for an offense that I did not commit. I did not pay him that money. His boss came into the picture. They said they were going to sue me to court. They did sue me to court. And I went to court for 1 full year paying a lawyer to defend myself against the Nigeria police force. People thought I was stupid, but the truth of the matter is that for every little compromise, we yield ourselves to the onslaught of the establishment. We must push back wherever we find ourselves. We must replicate whatever it is that Peter Obi embodies in our spaces. We need to also start to engage our local assemblies, churches, mosques, wherever we find ourselves now. The church in Nigeria has been, for me, and I really don't, I'm not going to mince any words, has been very docile. Your local assembly, the people there are potential voters that you already have access to. Engage the youth wing of those churches. Talk to them. Get people to sign up. It's not about prayers this time. There must be action following. So please, I intend not to take too much time, but to underscore the fact that peradventure this doesn't go as planned. I pray it does go as planned. Let it be set in your mind that this does not stop at Obi. We push on till we see the results in every strata of the country. It's going to be a long, hard war, but we will win eventually. I yield the mic.
All right, thank you very much, Kingsley, for that. Thank you very much. Are you DJ there?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I have so much to say, but I'll try to keep this one very brief. At least, hopefully, Mr. Obaze will join and he'll be able to cascade some of this, some of our suggestions, some of the things we're saying here to Mr. Obi in person. First of all, I must commend everyone who has said something tonight, especially the ladies. I find it very the fantastic work they've been doing, online. I mean, victory is something that we all pray. So I hope that we get there. But you see, I'm going to follow in the line of the last speaker, Kingsley, who seemed to understand again where somebody like me stands when it comes to the matter of Peter Obi. Now, I'll say it very clearly. I grew up in the North, right? And I know that sometimes it could be a difficult thing for somebody like that to have this reach, at the grassroots in places like that. But then, like, the host mentioned, what else do we then do? And Kingsley also said this, what then do we do if in the event that PDP refuses or fails to give Mr. Peter Obi the ticket, what do we do? I, for one, have always been an advocate for the fact that we are way more than these people. If we really want Obi, our focus should be on the person. If PDP decides by any standard, whether by price or by, money bags doling out dollars, or by people of inferior characters just having the structure of the party, at their whims and caprices, if that is the way they choose to go, we, the people, should make sure they hear it very clearly, even before that ticket is given to whoever wants it, that if you do not give this ticket to this person that we are supporting, or this person that we are, hoping to lead us, it doesn't matter where he goes to. And that has been my own argument from the beginning. I love Peter Obi. I am not a member of PDP. I cannot decide if he gets the ticket. But there are people, there are delegates who have this power. And we know what has happened in the past. People are being paid. People are being, spoken to. People are even threatened sometimes to drop their ambitions because of individuals or other individuals who they assume are, superior. In my own opinion, I think that our drive should start changing the narrative, in the sense that our drive should be to make sure that as many people as possible know who Peter Obi is, know what he can do, know his capacity, know his competence, know the things he wants to do and how he's going to achieve them. Make sure that Peter Obi or Mr. Peter Obi can address us, especially the youth. And I'm very particular about the youth because we are about 46% of the voting population. We alone can determine who will lead us or who will not lead us. And so, if that is the situation, and like so many people have said, we are galvanizing, we are talking to each other, online, offline, encouraging people to get their PVCs, helping them register, moving them. Some of us even try to make sure we can provide logistics for them to go to the local government and get their biometrics done at the INEC offices. Those are little things that we can do on our own, right? The main thing should be that we should let them know that whether they like it or not, if they do not give the ticket to the person we want, let Peter Obi decamp to NMPC political party. We will follow him there. That needs to be the music. The music needs to be very clear. And the people he surrounds himself with have the responsibility to sound it very clearly to the Nigerian young people, especially that we are choosing this person, and regardless of whether you give him the ticket or not, if he decides to go to any other party, we will follow him there. That's number one. Number two, we should also ensure that Mr. Peter Obi is able to respond to us when we actually need him to. Because in my own opinion, the competition is not even against the major political, it's not APC, PDP, right? The competition for me right now is between Peter Obi, Kingsley Moghalu, and Yellow Showore. I am not seeing any other person. I do not even understand why we're focusing on all these other people at any point in time. So the message has to be very clear, in my own opinion. And that's why I would ask and plead with Mr. Obaze, if you can join in, because I know he's pretty close to Mr. Peter Obi. I know Jack also has some reach. I know the likes of Mr. Donyo Kukwe has some reach, right, to Mr. Peter Obi. We need him to know that the people, the young people especially, have questions for him, so that we would have the mouth to talk when others are talking. I want to be able to ask the person who's going to be my president, what is your plan about electricity? Something as basic as that. What is your plan about what is your plan for the youths? What is your plan for the demography between this age and that age? What is your plan for the girl child? What is your plan for health, for maternal mortality? We want to have concrete, cogent response from him that we can carry in our hands, carry in our hearts, carry and hawk it like Kwekere, and tell every person who needs to hear it that this man is the perfect man for the job. The moment every other political party understands that people are not even looking at the political party but the person. They will be forced to adjust. It doesn't matter if they want to sell their farms at 100 million or 50 million. The most important thing is the character, the competence, the courage, the compassion, and of course, ultimately, the doggedness of the person that wants to lead this country. And that is why I'm in this space this night. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I implore us to keep up the fight, but keep sounding the message if Peter Obi is what we really want. And for me, is he good enough? Yes. Has he answered all my questions? No. And that is why I am a proponent of him having repeated and repeated appearances, especially focusing on the young people, right? Listening to the young people, taking feedback, responding to their questions as to how this country is going to be pulled out of the doldrums that they were in right now. If not, another is going to pass and we're going to remain where we are, or we're going to go worse than we ever were. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. One core AGK. Harry Shield, you're back. Please, you go next after one core AGK. AGK, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right,
thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I like the spirit in our voices and the contents of the discussion, but I don't want us to shoot ourselves on the leg. One of the things some of the speakers raised that I wanted to contribute to is one is, this issue of making a plan B. I read the book of a man who said that he doesn't have a plan B. That once what he's working on, fails, he will make another plan A. So I don't want us to dissipate energy in thinking, what if this one does not work? The other one, what will do? Because the problem is, when you divide this option A, option B, you put some energy in option A, put some energy in option B. Even your thinking and the energy that you send out there will be energy of 50-50 on all the options. Secondly, people keep saying the powers that be. I just want us to know that part of the reason why we gather here is also to educate ourselves that we're actually the powers that be. And people are asking, how are we going to get PDP to nominate him? This is how we're going to get PDP to nominate him, by being on this, talking to people both online and offline. I know somebody suggested at the beginning of this thing, if you have not followed anybody on this group, follow the person. I don't think everybody here have even endorsed to that simple instruction. The reason is, if one person here, we believe we're like minds, if one person here tweets something, you'll be able to see it, you can retweet it, it can go round and round and round. If the group tweets something, everybody here will be able to see it. If we have things on Take Back Niger page, have you sent it to all the people in your Facebook Messenger? Have you sent these links to your WhatsApp groups? The reason why I'm saying this is that we think that these delegates are spirits. They are people living amongst us. I spoke to a couple of people from Jos yesterday. I was able to hear some things, that made me believe that some of us here might actually think we are the hardest working people for this cause. There are actually people who are out there, colleagues, doctors making time during their meeting in the hospital, talking to their colleagues. And I was impressed because people actually do, the right thing does not need a lot of convincing. But what we feel and what we are working to have is to have, put our energy together, because we will do more if we're together. That's the reason for all this group. A lot of people are on board. And then whether Obi is doing well on enough or not, he's not going to obviously answer all the questions that people have in their mind. But I don't know, especially to the last week, if you look out, there are a lot of videos, a lot of things. Before I came online here, I got into
a discussion with a group of people. A friend who lives in Germany picked up the Vanguard publication yesterday and started saying, how can you say you will fix the country's problem in 4 years? And then I saw people on his Facebook page and saying things. I engaged them. I started sending in videos. It was a long, almost heated argument, but at the end of the day, some of the people who were like saying, "Oh, this is what it is. This is what it's not." I sent like videos to their messenger, to their numbers, and say, "Watch this and tell me what you feel about it." What I'm saying is that we are actually the powers that be, and the solution to this is what we are doing. Keep reaching out. If you had reached out to other people on your WhatsApp, you don't know who is the delegate. Yeah, I mean, in another state, you don't know who is preparing to do what. Reach out to as many people as you can, and as they are asking for funds here, if you have 100 naira, if you have 10 naira, you can contribute, because people are printing posters, people are going to the PDP party house to do a peaceful protest and show banners and move around. People are doing some grand work. I don't want us to think that there's one big strange thing we would do. What we're doing, it worked in America, it worked in a lot of other places where people just started groups putting pressure, and it yielded result because people were seeing this, and people begin to look at it, people begin to consider it, and then people accepted this idea. So we are actually the powers that be, and what we need to do is reach out, follow everybody in this group who you've not followed, follow everybody on Take Back Niger Twitter that you've not followed. Reach out, tweet one thing about the cause every day, put something on your Facebook status, on your WhatsApp status every day, talk to one person every day. I just want to encourage us, and I want to yield the mic for some other people. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, HK. Thank you very much for that wonderful submission. Henry Shida, you're back? I don't know if you're ready to speak.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I have listened to those who made contributions while I've been on here. I think rather than dissipate energy in discussing the fitness of Mr. Obi to be president or not, seeing where we're currently in as a nation, I think I'll more like want to educate most of us to learn how the political process can be worked on to prop up a man like Peter Obi. I am sorry, but the way the nation is currently built, if the PDP goes into the primaries as it is today, Obi will not get the ticket. Not because he's not good, not because he's not fit, not because he's not ideal for the Nigeria that we pray for, but there's a disconnect between the political elite, the players in the field. There's a disconnect between them and many of us. Majority of us play social media politics. Obi is good. He was a wonderful governor. He was able to save. He was able to do one or two things. He did not steal. He did not do that. The guy who is a delegate from my village in Ihiala local government, the guy who is a delegate from Funtua, the guy who is a delegate from Oshogbo, from Ife, from Ogbomoso, he doesn't care about these things. He's also suffering from Buhari's hardship. So on the day of the primary, a particular aspirant comes and gives him $20,000. He will collect it and vote. So I think the focus should be on the delegates, those the party would appoint, elect, select as delegates. This preaching should be done to them, and not on just spaces. Probably what would I would advise the Take Back Niger team to do is reach out to people in Wadata House, have them come on these spaces, okay? Reach out to the NPS, the NOS, National Secretary, reach out, see as many of them as possible that you can bring on board. Those are the people who need to listen to you for this first phase. If you don't do it, all the emotional outbursts, all the love, all the will amount. No? Uh, uh, it's good to have spaces. It raises awareness. People learn. People who are able to think. But
Oh Lord, we lost Henry Shield. I think his network. Let me send the mic to him again. He was making very valid points. We lost him because of his network. While we are waiting for Henry Shield, Jara, yeah, you've been coming and going. You've been having issues with your network. So, Jara, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Afam, I tagged to you in the tweet. You didn't respond. Anyway, me and you will pick that on privately. So I've been on spaces, and I got to a certain point. I stopped attending any spaces altogether, and because we, as Nigerians, we are good in identifying our problems, but not good at providing a realistic solution and being realistic with our reality, if I can put it that way. So I'm rooting for Peter Obi as a person, and I think he's the right man for the job. That's just me as a person. I think if Peter Obi becomes a president, there will be a change, albeit, in my own opinion, very little. And once Obi finishes, another takes over, it will undo what Obi has done, like what is happening in Anambra State. I have no doubt Obi is qualified. I have no doubt he's one of the best among the contenders at the moment. I'll put him in the same class with Showore, Mogalu, and Co. And that's me being very, very honest. But here is my issue. And there is a question I would like to ask people like you, Afan, and many other people who believes in one Nigeria, because I don't anyway, is what if Obi didn't get the ticket? What happens then? What if Nigeria does not become the El Dorado we think Obi will turn it to? What happens then? What happens if somebody else comes after Obi and then begin to undo what he has achieved? What happens then? See, it is at this point that I am a disciple of somebody like Dele Farotimi, who believes strongly that the most important document that holds Nigeria together, which is the Constitution, is faulty. And we're ignoring the fact that those who are benefiting, the evil men that are benefiting from this unfair document, from this monstrous document, don't want it to change. Obi will become the president, but it is nowhere near those who make the constitution. That's done by the legislative. What if they don't want a change of the constitution? It will have to work with what he's got. Want it? And whatever it is that he's got, some people knows how to skew it in their favor. They know how to use it to their benefit, albeit in an evil and devilish way. So again, I asked, what will Obi do for Nigeria that he cannot do for a breakaway southeastern country? He's got the brain. He's got the experience. He's got the passion. He's got everything he takes. He's got the certifications to turn a country around, to make a country glorious, to build a country as good as Dubai. He's got what it takes. But I'm saying he cannot do it with Nigeria. I'd rather see Obi doing it with a breakaway Southeastern country. At the end of the day, what do we want? We simply want a better life for ourselves. Isn't it? Why do I then need to be fixated on Obi doing it for the whole of Nigeria? I would want to be I'm a Yoruba man. I would want someone like Obi to become a broken Oduduwa Republic. I want him to become the president. Because then I know Oduduwa will be as great as any country in the world. Because he'll be backed by the right documentations, by the right system. At the moment, will be as good as he is, will be backed by wrong documentations in terms of the constitution that binds us together as a people. And that's the problem. So Obi is right. He's got what it takes to turn any environment or political environment, business environment. It's got what it takes to turn it out for good. But Nigeria is a monster. Nigeria is a monster that devours its own people. And I think Nigeria will end up staying in Peter Obi. He might not even get the ticket because these monsters know how to put things into work to ensure the right thing is never done. That's what they live for. That's the legacy they leave. That's the legacy they hand over to their successors, be it their children, their brothers, their uncles, their nephews, or whatever it is, to say, look, you must not make this thing work. That's the legacy they hand over to each other. It will be a hard task for him to get the ticket in the first place. And when he does, I think the Nigeria's monstrous evil system will end up staining him. I submit.
All right, thank you very much, Jara. Thank you very much. But yeah, I understand that we all, I mean, everyone is tired of Nigeria. Trust me, everybody, we are all tired, you know. But then, but one thing I think we need to understand, or maybe it is me that doesn't want to understand, is that Nigeria cannot, Nigeria is not a country that can actually just, break up easily. That is a fact. Nigeria, of course, we all want, everyone is tired, but let's be realistic. Nigeria as a country, is not a country that can just, oh man, I'm tired of Nigeria. Let's break this country. It's not happening, at least anytime soon. That's the reality. Except we just want to, we don't just want to accept or want to continue, living in denial. We're all tired of Nigeria, but Nigeria cannot break up, easily. At least not anytime soon. I mean, I might be wrong, but from the little information I have and from the little research I've done, Nigeria is not a country that can actually break up that easily. Jack, are you there? I don't know. You have your hand up.
Yes, I'm here. So just a quick one as regards to what Jara said. You know, just like you rightly said, what we want is a nation that works for all. Now, don't forget that the same constitution you're talking about is the same constitution that Obi ran Anambra with. It is okay for us to argue about our constitution. I don't want to go deep into that. I'm a student of politics. We can go deeper into the constitution of Nigeria, and I will prove to you that the constitution has never been the problem, and it is still not a problem. Now, are there things we can amend? Yes, a lot of things, right? And there's no perfect constitution anywhere. There's no perfect document anywhere. If you look at the Nigerian constitution, it has just been amended twice, I think. But you look at some of these countries you admire today, they've amended their constitution, some of them as much as 50 times or more. So what stops us from keep amending these documents until we get the document that fits us? Now, how do we get these documents amended? Is by electing credible people that will effect these changes. I'm an Igbo man, and as an average Igbo man, God has blessed me with entrepreneurship skills. This is inborn, this is natural. So why would I want to break away when I can have access to 200 million people in Nigeria? It doesn't make any sense to me as an average Igbo man. So as much as I agree that some people want succession and all, it's their choice, and I don't want to talk anybody out into whatever they believe in. But the reality is that we have to focus on our realities as at today. For example, let's look at it. Some people would argue that yes, in Nigeria we need police. What is it called? That we need state policing and some of these things. We need to devolve powers and all of that. How many of the governors currently do even allow local government structures to function in their state? So they already have some powers and they are not using these powers simply because they are incompetent. Yes, the state does not control the police, does not control the some of the security, whatever apparatus and all. But you see states like Ondo, you see states like or your state floating security outfit which they are using to secure their people. When Obi was the governor of Anambra State, he activated the vigilante system and it worked. So it is not about constitution, right? It's about the crop of leaders we have. It's about the crop of politicians we have breeded over the years. And until we begin to understand that even if we want to break away as a nation, we need to first of all get people that can include these clauses into our constitution before we can do them legally. So is it enough for us to just make blank statements like the constitution is evil and say all manner of things and all of that? I'm not sure there's anybody here that Nigeria has never happened to. Personally, Nigeria has happened to me a couple of times. But is that enough? Is that enough? You go to America and some of these countries, you see people that their countries are not treating well. There are beggars everywhere. You go to the streets of New York, you see beggars. But is that enough for them to hate their country? No, it's not enough. And as a matter of fact, one of the things we are not looking at is we are always looking at what Nigeria has done for us or what Nigeria has not done for us or what Nigeria is doing to us as a people. What about us? What are we giving in? What are we doing for Nigeria as our country? What sacrifices are we making as a people, to ensure that we get the kind of countries we have other places that everybody wants to run to? So these are the things we have to, real valid things we have to look at. I yield the mic. Thank you.
Please, yeah, sorry, please, Afam.
I've been here all this while, please.
Yes. Shagun, you go next. There's a host talking. Oh, please,
Yeah, please, Afam, we have a lady here. I want us to give her preference. I'm so sorry.
Okay, but Shagun will go then. When Shagun is done, then
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Shagun, you have the mic.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jara Omo Yami, I think that there's a lot of emotions, at play here. We should understand that this whole issue of secession, it was not happening under what's it called now? Under Jonathan, was not happening under Yaradua, was not happening under Obasanjo. So it happened under Buhari, and for what reason? Because he mismanaged Nigeria's diversity. So it was all due to bad leadership that we are now, at each other's neck saying we want secession. And I understand your fears that, okay, what if Peter Obi comes on and then the person that comes after him would be a northerner. But okay, but a northerner doesn't mean what's it called now? That Nigeria will be back to square zero. We had Yaradua in the north. The problem that the mistake we made in 2015 was that we brought back Abacha's ghost. And he has permitted, they are permitted everywhere. We brought back the people who sat close to Abacha the people in the CPC. And these are the people who have brought their brand of toxic politics, very bad politics They don't mind ethnicity. They don't mind bringing in religion just to achieve their ends while the country suffers. And that's what is bringing in his own agitation for what's it called, secession. For me, I think I mean, Jack said it all. You have access to a 200 million people market, the largest in Africa, and you want to break that down. I don't think it doesn't make sense. Even I mean, if you identify as an African, does it make sense to break down the largest market in Africa? It doesn't make sense. We have to find a way to make Nigeria work, and that is it. Okay, my other thought is about this issue of if Peter Obi doesn't claim the ticket. I think Peter Obi answered this question perfectly. There's nobody who comes into a race, and is thinking, what if I come second? No, you are running to win. And I think all of us should have this mindset. We are I'm not putting all my hours now because what if Peter Obi doesn't know? If there is a what's it called, there's a pigment of possibility that I won't claim the ticket, I wouldn't put my effort into. I would have said, okay, maybe you should go into a top party. But even in the PDP right now, I think it's very, very, I mean, it's like the forefront of all the candidates. And I don't know which other forces, the forces at play right now are very much in its favor. So we just have to play our parts and I mean, to make it work. And then there's a lady who came up the other time and was talking about, what do we need to do? There are right now, Take Back Nigeria has mobilization groups in all the states. Identify your states and join the group there so that you can participate massively in the process. We are not just reaching out to the general populace, we are also targeting the PDP structures in these states. And we want to make a statement to them that this is what we want. And I believe I'm very 100% certain that Peter Obi is at the forefront of this race. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, we've been talking, we haven't heard from any of the ladies. So, Most Beautiful Maria, I was asked to give you special preference, so we hear from the ladies. So, are you there?
Okay, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Yeah, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, so I'm just going to be very short. I'm just going to be very short in what I want to say. Because because I heard some guys, they were talking about, you understand, what if tickets and all. First of all, the thing is that I just want to tell everyone that we should be pro Peter Obi, if you understand what I mean. Putting our energies on, the opponents and all, and, with this what if and with these doubts that we are just having in the early stages, you understand, it can be very, very problematic to what we are, gunning for. So to put it simply short, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, because even me, I want to, have my nice rest and all. I just want to say that, in every part of the world, even in the United States, in the UK, everything worked out with belief. Winston Churchill, before he became the prime minister, he had belief that he's going to win, even when things were against him. I think even Abraham Lincoln, people were even like Abraham Lincoln, Barack Obama, everything works with belief. If you believe in yourself, because I believe that Peter Obi believes in himself, that's why he's very courageous to come out, no matter the obstacles, and he's pushing it and he's pushing it. Now, as his supporters, if we
Am I the only one not hearing her?
Looks like we lost her.
Oh, okay. I think she's back. Are you there now? Most Beautiful Maria, are you there? Okay, I think we've lost her. From carry on, please.
Can you give me 1 minute to say something?
Please, just 1 minute, please. We have several
1
requests.
minute,
You know,
yeah.
I'm trying to take down those who have spoken, and
Yeah,
then
I
just to
know,
bring
I
it.
know, but I just wanted to talk on respond to Jara, and then part of where Henry Shield was going before we lost him. I follow Henry Shield on Facebook. I read some of his analysis, and he does well. I just want to remind us that what we're doing is a movement. This Take Back Niger is a movement. If we come here and begin to analyze all the pros and cons, why Nigeria cannot work, why one leader in one term cannot fix the problem, we will be damping our spirit. And the truth is, we never know how far we can go by just getting it once right in Nigeria. I was in a heated argument with friends before I came over here, and it was the same thing. They were saying nobody can fix Nigeria in 4 years. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can fix electricity. Nobody. I was like, the problem is because we never had a reference point. Those that are my age and younger have never seen a good leader, at least in the presidential arena, a leader who came in and start to work 4 years. What we have is leaders who come in and start working for their next election. In this group last week, I said that if Obasanjo spent the energy and the money he spent to see if he can get a third term, if he spent that on the Senate to make them remove electricity and railway from exclusive list, by now we will not be having this epileptic power supply, because there are people who have money, whether they be Nigerians or not, to invest in power, but they don't want to invest in power and put it on the national grid.
Please round off, sir.
So I just want to motivate us. Forget all this analysis, long analysis of why it will not work. Let's make this movement work. And there's no option B. We want PDP to take P2B as its candidate, and we want to do everything possible. Let's get there first. And if it doesn't work, we'll move on. We'll figure out another alternative. This is a movement. Let us be here doing the Nigerian thing, committee, discussing the pros and cons, and after that, nothing happens. Let's make this group a movement to take back Niger. That's what I yield the mic.
All right. Host, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that. This is already a movement. We're not just here talking. Anyways, there are a lot of things that happen behind the scene. I know several persons here are part of the Take Back Niger group, and I can assure you we are working tirelessly for one purpose: to make sure he becomes our president. That is a cry of the people, and this assure we are working on that. So please, I want to use this medium to invite those who are not part of what we are doing. You can join us. We will share the links to our group on Telegram, and then you can also visit our website to register, because we want to have a database of about 10 million youths, with us, so that we can, use that to push for any kind of reform we want going forward. So thank you very much. We have Art. Art has been here for a long time, and he hasn't spoken. I want us to please make the time just take 2 minutes. Each person just take 2 minutes, please. We have several requests. Let's just take 2 minutes each person to speak and make our contributions. Art, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I think everybody, we are all together, so I think everybody is saying exactly what I have in mind. But what I'm talking about now is a correct collaboration between all support groups. That is, as we are having this space now, it is basically organized by Take Back Niger organizers, right? So I don't know if there is already a correlation, a collaboration between all support groups. There are multiple support groups I'm seeing on the space. So if there is some sort of collaboration, so that there will be a bigger house and a stronger house, and also some level of unified message. That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've reached out to some other support groups. Few have also reached out to us, and then we are trying to see how we can collaborate with them to, make achieve our goal. Because of course, obviously, we all have the same goal, right? It's just to make sure he becomes president. So we are doing that. Though we haven't like firmed up anything for now, but we are in talks to see how we can collaborate to achieve our goal. So thank you for that. Yeah, co-host, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, if you intend to speak, do raise your hand so I don't jump you or forget. So please do raise your hands. Thank you very much. Onyedika, are you there?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Some of the things I would have said, as one or two persons have mentioned it, which collaboration is part of it. But is it Gerard? Also, somebody said something when I joined. It was his voice I was hearing about Nigeria breaking and Peter Obi doing it for a breakaway south eastern Nigeria. And most of the times when I hear people talk about Nigeria, I X-ray their submission by who they are. And because I live in the same Nigeria, I the same constitution that it's faulty, you do a lot of exploits, and then these people.
Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, there was an incoming call. I just posted what I wrote on my this thing about how we can do the we are talking about. Nigeria is working for those who believe it can work for them. It's working for me. I've used this same faulty constitution to correct a lot of police officers. Just a few days ago, not up to 3 days, somebody called me all the way from Aba and from Enugu here. Was able to set him free in a police station there. We should start walking our talk. We should start engaging from our immediate community. There's a lot of Nigerians who are beautiful analysts who are doing so much in calling out the problem, and they don't take one step for solutions. So my submission is not much. This is just what I want to say, that if you mean so well, even these breakaways, we can start doing the restructuring, can start doing the state policing without waiting for Abuja. It is self-deceit for us to all concentrate on this Abuja power. And we are not being honest enough to agree that we are all collectively part of Nigeria's problem. So I want to thank you for the job you're doing in Take Back Nigeria. I think I've followed in some of your activities. If we do celebrations, we can achieve so much. And then let us also have a plan B. What if Peter Obi does this ticket? I think Gerard also asked that question. It's not something we will discuss now, but it's something we need to give serious thought about. What is the plan B if Peter doesn't get the ticket? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nyedika. So our next speaker is going to be Olabumi. Oluwabumi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead. You have the mic.
Yeah, thanks. Good evening to everybody. Well, I think what everybody has been saying is fair enough. But what I will have to say is that let's just remember what happened about NSAS. It started with one man who was always trying to help people out of police cases. Then one day, everybody came out. It happened in Keja. From there, it spreaded. People were gathering somewhere in Lekki, Keja, this and that. From Lagos, it went to other states. So when the movement starts, you don't know how far it could go. What you just only need to do is give in put in your best. When you do that, and you are praying, then anything can happen. Sorry, I have to quote a scripture. When Nebuchadnezzar saw a particular image, and he said that a stone came and eat a mountain. And I mean, the image, a big image like a mountain, just a stone, just like in the shape of a hand. And that big image fell. So we may be a stone that is going to cause a great ripple in this country. So what you have to do is just put in everything. If you have a plan B, let's keep the plan B in one cabinet, lock it up, throw the key into the sea. And when we realize that we are giving everything and something else happens, then we take an electric saw. We call um, the case and bring out the plan B. But now let's focus on what is on ground, bringing in Peter Obi, and we'll see that something great can happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Bumi. Thank you very much for that. Ekong, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, you have the mic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The gentleman that just spoke about NSARS, it just read my mind, and that's what I wanted to touch on too. But before I go on that, I just want to say something about anybody that is hearing the APC guys come out and tell you that if Peter Obi gets a ticket, APC can relax and know that it was automatically won. Let me just say that typically, I've never seen any competitor tell you how to beat them. It is often that they will try to tell you,
Hello.
They'll never ever tell you that. Hello, can you hear me? Somebody speak now.
Yeah, we can hear you, Ekong. We can hear you, Ekong.
Very rarely will you hear a competitor tell you how to beat them. So whenever you hear them telling you anything about Peter Obi, or you will lose if you put, please, by all means, that is where you apply pressure, because they are afraid, as somebody rightfully said earlier, they are hearing about Peter Obi and they are definitely trying to steer your way for you to make the mistake of choosing Atiku. So please, again, do not listen to that. For me, the best way to affect delegates today is to attack the leaders of NSAS. Like when NSAS was there, certain faces were popping with the Banky W's, the fouls. So if you know those guys are big, let's not let them relax. Let's not let them sleep. This is where we treat at their uncles, their great, and they know the delegates. They are the ones with the voices to get those delegates to either come on this platform to speak. So please, if we are tweeting, let's not allow those guys sleep. They were tweeting, they were standing in the street, they were shouting with PA systems during NSAS. We need their voice today to go after those delegates, to pressure the PDP people to choose Peter Obi. That's one. And two, I beg, let's tweet at Atiku. Like Atiku to me is somebody that we should put all our pressure on to watch his legacy. If Atiku moves his ticket out of that play and supports Peter Obi, every other PDP candidate in the north, to my opinion, will move towards Peter Obi. So if we're trying to narrow our effort, it is the NSAS leaders in Banky W and Faust, as well as Atiku. You can see that Atiku has not really entered the media a lot, because truthfully, the gentleman is actually, as we know, thinking about his legacy here. Like, as far as he has declared here, you have not heard his voice since, because Atiku is considering, beyond what people are saying here, the choice of not actually running and supporting an Eastern leadership. So please, guys, do not relent. This is not the time. I just want to give that submission. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ekong. Thank you very much, Ekong, for that. Who's supposed to go next? I believe Oban, B1 Oban, are you there? Because hello, B1 Oban, are you there? Okay, I think he's not ready to speak, so we'll move to the next person. Patricia Phillips, are you there? Hello, Patricia. We've not had too many ladies on this piece, and it's not something I encourage, because we need more women in politics, So I don't know. Patricia, are you there? Okay, while we are waiting for Patricia, Luis Figo, are you there? Hello, Luis Figo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you have the mic.
All right, quick one. This is a movement. Take Back Nigeria is a movement. And this movement, it's the gathering of like minds, and they've come to understand that the trenches is never good for anyone. And the way forward is Peter Obi. Take Back Nigeria has endorsed Peter Obi because he is the one that can lead us to the right places. Jesus Christ will not come from heaven to do this. So if we have a man that is gifted and is most qualified to do this, why are we even thinking of plan B? There shouldn't be anything called plan B in any of our statements. We go all in. This is like the Spartans going, this Spartan 3000 going on the raid, or the Vikings. They go all in. They go all in. They don't even have any reserve if we lose or if we can't conquer the West or we can't conquer. This is the high time we started getting to know all those delegates, all the constituency delegates heading the PDP sector. These are the time to engage them. These are the time we need to make use of the viral space, the viral team. We need to make sure we engage all the celebrities in the NSAS. The NSAS is not. I heard the guy that was speaking about the NSAS started from one place in Keja. Let's not just talk about NSAS. This is not even the movie. The NSAS came and we did what we did. All about trying to restore, making the youth relevant, and it worked. So let's not talk about where it came from, how it started. Let us replicate NSAS here, starting by retweeting anything. Like, this is what I do. I go online, even when I go online, I retweet anything I see people. I don't even want to think of it. I retweet it, and I follow anybody to make sure that at least they can see our tweet, and they can. This should be a pandemic. This should be a pandemic that will go around. This is Peter Obi we're talking about. This man is a gift. He can decide to just go home. Okay, all right, I tried my best. After I can. I'm not Steven Spielberg. We need him to fix things for us. So we shouldn't entertain plan B, one, and number two, we should engage the people that stood as a celebrity, the influencers in the NSAS. Dipo just posted right now talking about how Wari failed over the 7 years, talking about revamping the educational sector and all that. I just replied him immediately that you were the one that misled the whole of this youth to vote for this man. Now, why are you complaining? Okay, this is the right time you started thinking of using your platform to fix what you have spoiled. We should engage this. We should turn to Peter Obi should be trending every minute. We should go to all those PDP delegates and the constituency head and all that, and the people, the other statesmen that we know. We should make them understand. Look at Clark. Clark spoke about this. We should meet with all these people. We should meet with the celebrities. We should engage them, tag them, make sure that if we should disturb someone like Atiku, make posters, post it everywhere. It is not before after the primary that all these things should be done. It should be done right now, right this very moment. As we're talking, we shouldn't. It's not about this space or talking online or tweeting. We should do it physical. I had a hit of argument with some Tinubu cohorts or let me say his boys. I spoke to them that this is not, it's about you. What is happening? It's better for me to even make sure I don't vote than for me to even put Tinubu there, because this is just like he will even spend the whole of his 8 years tenure in one hospital in UK, because this man is close to not even seeing the next year. I pray he sees, but he's not even mentally fit to even lead us. What is he going to tell us about tech? Nothing. So this is not time to entertain plan B. Let us go straight and hit the influencers, hit the PDP delegate, because at the end run, they will still want to collect one or two things, like what the man said. If they give you $20,000, what are you going to do? Your wife is crying at home or on your neck. What will you do? So it is not about this is not the time to sell what we have. Peter B is a blessing to us. Let us have him and push him forward by coming out. Like even in Lekki here now, we're having a meeting on Saturday. We should turn up. Most of us live in Lagos. Let us turn up. Let us turn up and speak. Let us turn up. Donate money. It's not going to change anything or do anything. Post posters everywhere. Let's do it, because PDP is the platform and we can do it. Please, I rest my mic here, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Louis. Thank you very much. The ladies in the house, please, we need to hear from the ladies. Bikun, we need to hear from the ladies. Patricia, are you there? If
Hello.
Patricia,
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Patricia. Yeah, Patricia.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I want to appreciate every one of us for our efforts for the past 3 weeks. I want to implore us to continue in that path and even to do more, just like the last speaker said. You know, when this whole movement started, many people that today are believing in it and are doing it wholeheartedly were asking the question, is this even possible? You know, you see them, it's like, you know, they were feeling like, oh, Peter B, can he even? But 2 weeks after, the whole thing changed. You know, if when I see some of these people write on their page and they are like in doubt, I'll ask them, what is the reason? Why do you think that Peter Obi cannot be given the mandate? Why do you think so? Many of them would not answer, but you know, it's born out of, you know, doubt, because it's not something that is common. This guy has just been quiet and today he's out. But because we've seen what is in this guy, we've seen that he can deliver and we believe in him. So I'd implore us to continue on that path. And just like the last speaker said, not just us, but we should begin to put our voice, we should begin to learn for those of us that have access to some of these celebrities. Indeed, what happened during NSAS, I think it was just an opening for what is happening today. I'll call it an answer prayer, because, yeah, people prayed at that time. And truly, I couldn't have imagined that Peter Obi would have come out and, you know, seek for this office. And when he was buying the ticket, you know, I was there all the days. I go there, I was just hoping to see, is this real? You know, and it happened. So I want to see it as God answering our prayers. We came out, we fought, some of us lost their lives, you know, and God has answered us. He has given us someone that can carry on this burden on his shoulder. So it's left for us now to push it. It's left for us now to speak. It's left for us now to put efforts in places that effort is needed, especially, you know, speaking to our influencers and our celebrities. This is not the time for them to keep quiet. They've done some work. They've sacrificed a lot. So why are they keeping quiet now? This is the time for them to speak. They know the situation of the country, and they know that this guy is competent, that he's able to lift this country out of the quagmire that we found ourselves. So we should find them. Let's work with them. Let them come up, so that because I believe that PDP is also listening, they are watching. The delegates are watching. So when these guys begin to speak, when these guys begin to take action, I believe it would also give the whole thing a soft landing. So I think I'll yield the mic here and wish us the best as we continue doing the right thing.
All right, thank you very, very much for that. That was a wonderful one. Thank you very much. So we will allow another lady talk. Dr. Sten, are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the platform once again. I just want to make some, comment concerning what people have said and what I feel. I won't talk about our candidate for us to understand the kind of person that he is and how much how much wisdom he actually possesses, when it comes to politics. And so many people feel that some people have the perception that he is a learner. I don't know. Some have the kind of perception that he's just coming up and all that, but they didn't understand that somebody who has contested under someone like Atiku must have had experience and must have learned quite some things. Let me give an example. Peter Obi attended Atiku's declaration. I don't know whether many people know why, but that I strongly feel that it has to do with, there is hope when it comes to Atiku giving the way for Peter Obi. There's a lot of light, in that direction. And he attended that declaration because he still needed, he still needed that handshake peradventure, is going to manifest. And he made a statement. He called Atiku a unifier. A unifier. It gave Atiku that kind of sense of responsibility that I'm talking of, based on what I have heard from certain people and where I have been, some kind of like calling him up to a responsibility to unite people now, a unifier. Like you have to, it's your, if you want to keep the country together, if you want to unify us, then you have to take responsibility on certain things that are in your hand. And those are some of the things that is giving him some kind of pressure, because of that sense of responsibility. I mean, you can't be part of the problem when everybody looks up to you as somebody who can be a solution to what is going on. I also want to add, so I feel that we should apply pressure in that direction, because, to be honest, in my own perception, I know that Atiku giving way for Obi would be quite a big win for us in this journey. So I feel that we should keep applying pressure. People that can speak to him should speak to him. People that have access to people who are close to him can also, put their add their voices to this cause, and let them know that it's important for him to be part of this getting the nation together. And I also want to add my voice to Louis, who said that this is more like a pandemic. And truly, if you look at the way when Obi started, just like what Patricia has said, when Obi started, it was just as if it was a joke. Nobody knew that it would be this, to have this kind of force. Nobody knew that a lot of people are going to be part of this vision. And I would like to say, based on that because what we are seeing is what was unexpected, it means that it can be more. There are a lot of people who are just on the fence. They are waiting for him to get the form. As soon as he gets the form, then you will know the kind of crowd that this man has. So I feel that, like he said, it's a pandemic, so it's going round and it's very easy to sell. More people who didn't have an opinion about him are getting it. So like a panic, we should keep spreading it. Don't observe social distance when it comes to a big case. Lab them, come to them, let them know. Don't give them breathing space. Make sure that you teach, tell a lot of people about Obi. And I also want to make a comment concerning our brothers and sisters in the northern Nigeria. I would like to call us up, to waiting for direction of where the northerners are going. A lot of them knows that they don't know much about him, but they are looking at what is happening on social media and they are having a sense. Someone posted a video today about Dora Akunyili. I think that was Tuesday, and one of the lady that quoted the tweet said she was like, wow, so this is why she didn't understand why there was this force behind him. That when she watched this video, she was like, wow, oh, so this is why people are rallying behind this man. So she has understood something about it. So these are the kind of things that we should share among our northern brothers and sisters. In fact, I use because I have a lot of northerners on my phone. I use my stories as a medium to spread my own information to them, because I schooled in the north and I've been in the north all through my through my lifetime. I've been in the north, so I know a lot of them. I try to speak to them too, So we have to speak to even the shoe shine. Even the man you buy tea from, whoever it is, the man I sell suya for, every day I go there,